amongst athleticism. We'll discuss more after this serve. That's a big put away and a feisty one from Callie Jo Smith.
You know, the best mixed doubles teams that you see, it's just similar to, you know, we watched Anna Bright earlier play, and now we're watching Callie and Vivian. It almost seems like you're playing two guys out on the court. It's just, they have so much power and they have so much, you know, shot making ability that these teams are just very, very scary to play against.
The forehand pace of Thomas Wilson.
101.
Put together a highlight reel in Mesa from his performance in men's doubles and mixed doubles. Unbelievable plays he comes up with. What is it about Thomas Wilson that makes him special?
I think he just plays super loose. He's very similar to, I think, Jack Sock in that regard, where he just plays for the fun of the game, and I think he lets the game come to him, whereas, you know, other players are trying to force things. He's really just, you know, when he lets the game come to him, he can actually make his shots go where he wants them to go and really dictate, just like you see there, off of those balls. So hot start for Vivian and Thomas, and not what you were looking to see from Callie and Jay.
Golds here in Minnesota. What an opportunity without Ben Johns and Annalie Waters in the mix.
Second serve.
The rare double missed serve right there. That's
0-5-1.
You don't see that often.
Too much Thomas Wilson in the kitchen.
And not enough credit, I think, goes to the counter ability from, you know, Vivian David. She is able to really just sit on that backhand middle, take that ball from Jay's speed up, and let Thomas, you know, just work on finishing a ball.
That's a great point from you. Oftentimes that role can be overshadowed, and you have the power mixed in of the gentleman, typically on the left.
She's right on it, though. That's her ball. She's not going to miss that often.
Second serve. Got it. 5-0-2.
Wilson and David, bronze medals in 4 of the last 5 tournaments ahead of Mesa. Really consistent results. Big put away for Jay Devilliers. Also claimed silver in Mesa. Their run to the final against Ben and Annalie.
0-5-1.
Such a force Thomas Wilson is. Callie Jo Smith, one of the great moms on tour, former Division I tennis player at University of Utah. Been a staple and a fixture in the sport. Step in there, Viv, and grab that backhand counter, exactly to your point, Anik. Thomas feels the same.
Yeah, and he did a really good job at setting her up for that backhand counter, too.
Why is Vivian so effective with that backhand?
Well, I think it just goes to show there. I think even though she missed that shot, you know, her getting into that lower stance really just kind of keeps her center of balance so, you know, low, and she can actually feel balanced within, you know, within her stance, so that she can pop up and really go after the ball. Interesting approach there, Callie, with the last second stack change. Will they continue that, or I will be interested.
162.
Looks like Jay and Callie might be taking a little bit of a Colin Johns and Anna Bright approach to this match.
Good night from Thomas Wilson. The loosest arms on the PPA Tour. Strong tennis background at Purdue in Texas. And the pace he's able to generate. Not everybody can hit that. RPM.
Second serve. Six, 2-2.
Such precise jinking on the side of Vivian David.
Yeah, Vivian and Thomas, they have such like soft hands, and they keep their upper bodies very quiet when they're hitting. They're lunging for the ball, and their feet might be going, you know, 100 miles per hour, but their upper bodies are still, oh, that's tough. But they're still able to, you know, hit the shot precision where they want to hit that ball, which is impressive.
2-7-1.
Callie Smith on the run. Love the idea, couldn't execute it. Trying to get some momentum on her side. Ambitious poach.
Yeah, but I like that play by her. You know, you're down just a couple of points. Maybe you can swing one just to get the momentum a little bit more in your favor. Looks like third time might be the charm for Vivian David on that forehand counter. She missed those first two, but she wasn't going to miss a third. I love the way that Thomas and Vivian are able to scramble, but make it very effortlessly scramble, and there's a seamless transition and even switching sides during midpoint.
How about that backhand weapon from Vivian David? Win for Elise Jones and Connor Garnett in the round of 16 over Lauren Stratton. Arnold, the 5 seed, great put away there from Vivian David. So how about that? A 13 versus 11 seed in the quarters as game point now on the side of the 1 seed.
Yeah, you're slowly seeing new teams come into the spectrum for the PPA Tour, which is really cool to see. I love to see the new faces.
Pressure from Callie Jo Smith. Not going away quietly yet.
3-10-1.
Just wicked from Thomas Wilson. Full advantage taken of the pop-up chance created there by Vivian David.
Yeah, it looks like it's a rocket coming out of a rocket launcher. Would love to know the exit velocity on that off that paddle of his.
4-10-2.
Callie Smith aggressive down the line on Thomas Wilson.
5-10-2.
A little bit of life inside of the 6 seat now.
Nice. I like how Jay's playing a little bit more aggressive, a little poaching the middle more. But I would like to see Vivian and Thomas just, take it back a notch, play their normal game style, get into a little bit of a dink war.
Miss from Wilson and David, and a timeout called. 5 straight points for. Ooh, Vivian David survived that one. Jay Devilliers thought he had full control. And another game point.
I think from Jay's perspective, or from Jay's side of things, I think his length really can wreak havoc on an opponent, and you almost saw it there with his ability to get that pop up from Vivian back.
Well done by Jay Devilliers. Another game point.
Yeah, you'll see a lot of the taller guys. They love to just reach into the kitchen line, and that's where I wish I had a little bit more height and a little bit more arm span to just reach in and put a lot more pressure on my opponent there.
And Callie Jo Smith and Jay Devilliers survive another game point. This looked like a runaway for Wilson and David. Now it becomes a little bit mental. Okay, Callie Jo Smith right down the line on Thomas Wilson. It's a 2-point game. It's 10-2 at one point. Back within one. This would be a wild comeback, as we've seen so far on the weekend.
Yeah, it shows you how quickly the momentum can shift in games like this. I mean, up 5-0 and 10-2, and now it's 10-9. But here's where it not only becomes mental for Vivian and Thomas to not close it out, but you've made the comeback all the way to 9. Can you get one more and force them to win it by 2?
Wilson and David need to close it out here from the standpoint of just mental resiliency, this can be tricky when you get stuck on this 10 at the end here. What needs to happen for Wilson and David on this, on the thirds, on what their mentality, what is it?
I think they can really try to utilize it, maybe a third shot drive to a fifth shot, well, or something
Or
just like a net cord.
5 tries to close out game 1.
The official ball of the PPA Tour.
Two begins on the paddle of Callie Jo Smith over to Vivian David. See how both teams respond. Much more confident start for Jay Devilliers.
Yeah, I think that's what Callie and Jay need to do. And, you know, easier said than done, but Jay just needs to be able to, you know, be a little bit more dominant on the court. Just like that. Look at those hands, silky smooth hands from the flying Frenchman.
Thomas Wilson says enough of that.
You know, I like that play from Jay, actually. I like that he's not being super, you know, cautious with just getting into that dinghy pattern and giving up the kitchen line that easily.
Ooh, overcooked it long to Vivian David. No points.
And from Callie too. I think she has a little bit more. She's playing with a more aggressive nature in this second set, which I like this from Callie and Jay.
Wow, that is too good from Vivian David. And speed for days from Vivian David, right? Toe-to-toe with Jay Devilliers. Favorite parts of women or mixed doubles, seeing the ladies go toe-to-toe with the guys.
Yeah, I love when they can act and be big, just and stay at the kitchen line and just stay in that hands battle and take it to the guy, and it just makes the guy think a little bit more.
Thomas Wilson. What more can he say?
I like the angles that Vivian is playing with right now, because it looks like Callie and Jay both love to crash off their thirds and fifths, but she's making them earn it by placing the ball really well.
just wide. And fault called. A little delayed anyways.
Second serve.
Ooh, it's right foot, I think, just might have clipped the right sideline.
Oh, tough one to surrender. What defense from Vivian David. Attack choice, though, by Callie Jo Smith. Just barely missed. Wilson on the backhand throttle cross court. Slow finish to game one. Let's see if they can capture some steam from what they had at the beginning of it. David and Wilson still looking for their first point. Wow. Beautiful performance from Jade Devilliers, tested on both sides from both players.
Yeah, his court coverage is very, very impressive in getting from his left sideline back all the way over to the middle to take balls and try to be aggressive on those balls.
Oh, counter-attack delivered from Vivian David with the smiley fist bump.
How can you be mad that you lost the point if your opponent is doing that?
Little run here for Wilson and David after being scoreless for the first. What would expect?
I think a lot of the pros, you know, we might complain about the courts and the atmosphere a little bit, but I think we've all adjusted pretty much, and yeah, and everyone's playing on the same material and same atmosphere, so.
Oh, what a point. Across the board. That's just mean from Jay Devilliers. Saw that a couple times from Colin Johns earlier today, too.
Yeah, she almost had it in the full splits there, Vivian David. Ooh, that one hurts. That's tough, but she definitely has that.
3-5-1.
Athletic on the fly and the true flying Frenchman form. Putting that adjective to use.
Yeah,
Jay Devilliers.
I think right here, Jay's trying to do his best Thomas Wilson impersonation. That ball is definitely not coming back.
Second serve. 4-5-2. Second serve. 5-4-2.
A little bit of a short return there by Jay, which I think threw Vivian and Thomas a little off, but Thomas was still game to
6-4-2.
place that shot forehand drive really well.
Jay Devilliers going off. Oh my, Jay Devilliers hops the corner. Grabs the Ernie.
Callie and Jay are doing a really good job at, not letting Vivian and Thomas get into a rhythm of.
Continues Callie Jo Smith and Jay Devilliers really forcing a comeback here in game 2. Almost came back to take game 1. Big bounce back performance. Bob could not be tracked down by Wilson, but it was long, and that was, if it was in, that would have been trouble for David and Wilson. Ooh, Callie Jo Smith had it. Thomas Wilson survived it via his facial expression. And ahead of the break, you mentioned Devilliers and Smith doing a nice job taking David and Wilson out of a rhythm, not letting them find the rhythm. I'd love to know exactly how they're doing that after this point. The Flying Frenchman falls down.
Yeah, well,
Big tree falls hard.
well, before the break, I think, as you see the Flying Frenchman down here. On all fours right there, but before the break, I think Callie and Jay were really at the kitchen line and really not settling into comfortability, which I think Thomas and Vivian love to do there and just kind of work their opponents, whereas you saw Jay and Callie were actually working them instead.
6-6-1.
Slapper of a finish from Thomas Wilson.
6-6-2.
My goodness. That angle from Jay Devilliers is unbelievable.
Yeah, and I think it actually got set up by a very good third shot roll hybrid drop from Callie, which Thomas didn't really have a decision of left or right, and Jay was right in the middle to really just pounce on it.
Set out. Six, seven, one.
Locked and loaded was Vivian David. Down the line on Smith.
7-7-1.
Vivian David twice on the backhand.
I think Thomas and Vivian might have found a little bit of a groove, a little bit of a strategy with a third shot drive middle with the unstack from Callie and Jay here.
What a play from Callie Jo Smith.
Yeah, and it all started, to be honest, with that return of serve from Jay. It was deep. It was to the backhand of Thomas, and he couldn't really do much with it, so they couldn't go on the offensive side of things.
Tough bounce. Our grandstand is a battle between Hurricane Tyra Black partnering with Christian Elshon, taking on Federico Staxford and Richard Rohrbacher. Counter-attack delivered down the middle by Callie Jo Smith. Compact and ready. Only one quarterfinal spot remains.
7-9-1. Point. 8-9-1.
Athletic play from Thomas Wilson.
Yeah, tiptoeing on that kitchen line right there.
That match I just mentioned over on grandstand going to a third now between those two teams. Elshon and Black took the first, 11-9. Staxford and Rohrbacher took the second, 11-7. Into the net goes Smith. And the winner of that matchup in the bottom of the bracket will take on Jack Sock and Catherine Parento later on here on center.
9-1.
Thomas Wilson all over The gut check of Callie Jo Smith down the line on the backhand, just a bit too high, and now match point for Wilson. Went high on the drive to Callie Jo Smith. She was there. Second serve, second try to close out the match. Uh-oh, trouble.
Possibly stuck on 10.
Callie Jo Smith and Jay Devilliers fend off yet another game and match point now here. What will they do with it? Wilson and David get one holds, one more to go. What a counter from Vivian David.
Yeah, that middle of the court right there, I don't think that's a fly zone for a speed up ball from Callie and Jay.
Thomas Wilson ensures that he gets the serve right back. Match point number 3. How many will it take? See if they can close it. All right, on the miss of Jay Devilliers, the 1 seed is moving on to the semifinal. Thomas Wilson and Vivian David, despite a little bit of slowness at the end, pulled it out in 2.
Yeah, I think they...
Thomas Wilson and Vivian David are moving on as the 1 seed into the semifinal. And they join us now to talk about a close win over Callie Jo Smith and Jay Devilliers. Michelle McMahon and Anik Lohani in the booth with you. Thomas, let's begin with you. What seemed to be the issue for you guys in closing out these games, getting close there at the end?
I mean, they're a good team. They both have a lot of offense. They're both really strong, good hands. So it was just kind of survival a little bit. But, you know, a team like that, you expect big waves just kind of from us. And so it was... you know, kind of back and forth there for a little bit, but we're just fortunate to pull it out. It was a little dicey, but yeah, thankful to be moving on for sure.
Yeah, and so Vivian, I love your two-handed backhand counter. It's probably one of the best in the game, if not the best. How did you go into developing that two-way counter?
Honestly, I started off with playing on the right, and the right side was always kind of like, don't be aggressive. You just kind of keep the point in play, and Deckel, thanks to Deckel Bar, he was kind of helping me out with that. And like, no, we can turn this into an offense. And I think that's just kind of like now I slide and I counter, and it's probably the most fun shot for me.
It's fun for us to watch, too. And Thomas, closing with you, still one semifinal to get through, which we will acknowledge. However, you guys have been so consistent with your results. You reached the podium 5 of the last 6 tournaments. What would a gold medal mean to this team if you guys can eclipse it this tournament with no Ben Johns and Annalie Waters in the mix?
I mean, we've played a lot of tournaments, and we haven't won gold, so I think we're long overdue. And now that the number 1 team's not here, I think we're all kind of chomping at the bit. But, I mean, it's amazing how consistent we've been this year because every match is so tough, so we're fortunate to have done as well as we can. We don't take any match lightly, so even though we're the 1 seed, that doesn't mean much to us. We're out here battling every match, so excited to move on and hopefully pull it out Sunday.
Tournaments are so stacked. There are so many good teams. So it's just, again, like Thomas said, so fortunate to keep on, like, just getting bronze. That's good in such a...
Bronze special.
Did I say that out loud?
I just say it's gold. It's just kind of like a dull. It's dull gold, if any of my friends ask.
It's just a little rusted. It's been in the closet a little while.
Exactly.
All right, guys, thanks so much. Congratulations, and we will see you in the semifinal later on here today.